Hello, 6 o'clock. Good morning and welcome to the Class Breakfast News. The news is live on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, Ho FM 92.5 in the Volta region, Dagman FM 102.5 in Tamale, Radio 192.1 in the Upper West region, Radio Power 96 in Spain. Around the world, join us on classfmonline.com. Coming up in this bulletin, MPP gives disciplinary committee 2 weeks to probe petition against Kennedy, Japan.
We have given them 2 weeks because we wanted to really make sure that in 2 weeks we deal with this matter. So in 2 weeks, National Executive Committee will receive the report, and then we will again convene a meeting as to discuss these matters.
Obatapa Radio condemns attack on journalists, demand justice. Meanwhile, Central Regional Chairman for the NDC denies ordering the attack.
They police it. They all lie. You see, I'm happy you have called me because you are a good FM station. That's what you have called. See, I've apologized that they are sorry, they are threatened, they are sorry, because the guy gave the same account to them and they published it without consulting me. You understand? So that is irresponsible journalism.
Also coming up in this bulletin, President Mahama unveils plans for state asset protection law.
Report to you that just yesterday, Cabinet approved the new National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Action Plan 2026 to 2030.
These plus many other stories, including African news, coming your way shortly.
This is the Class Breakfast News.
Class 91.3 FM.
I am Elizabeth Aidoo and you're welcome to Class 91.3 FM. Let's settle for the details of the news. The New Patriotic Party has given its National Disciplinary Committee 2 weeks to investigate a petition filed against former Central Member of Parliament and former presidential aspirant Kennedy, Japan. The national organizer, Henry Nanabuache, says the committee, chaired by Kwesi Amwakwata, was tasked by the party's National Council to investigate the petitions and submitted findings within the deadline. He says the National Council will consider the committee's report before deciding on any sanctions. The move follows growing tension within the MPP after recent comments by Kennedy, Japan, criticizing the party's leadership and clashes among supporters outside the National Executive Committee meeting yesterday. Let's listen to Henry Nanabuache yesterday.
The position is that we are referred all petitions received regarding Honorable Kennedy Japan's comments to the National Disciplinary Committee, and we have given them 2 weeks because we wanted to really make sure that in 2 weeks we deal with this matter. So in 2 weeks, National Executive Committee will receive the report, and then we will again convene a meeting as to discuss these matters.
That's the national organizer for the New Patriotic Party, Henry Nanabuache. An alleged attack on Obatapa Radio has sparked concerns over media freedom after the station claimed staff were assaulted and its operations forcefully shut down. According to management, the incident occurred after discussions on its morning program after internal matters within the National Democratic Congress. The station alleges that the Awutu Senya East Municipal Chief Executive said Sewonu Banini, the Central Regional NDC Chairman Dr. Richard Kofi Aidoo and others arrived at the premises following the broadcast. Management claimed the morning show host and producer were verbally and physically assaulted before the group entered the studio during a live broadcast, switched off transmission equipment to order staff to leave and locked up the premises. The station says it has lodged a formal complaint with the Central East Regional Police Command, commended the police for their swift response and is calling for those involved to be held accountable. It also says CCTV footage of the incident will be released to support ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, the Central Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Professor Richard Kofi Aidoo, has denied allegations that he led an attack on distractions at the station during a recent visit. Speaking on 505 yesterday with my colleague Kwame Ochi Jr., Professor Aidoo insisted his visit was peaceful and aimed at engaging management over what he described as false and damaging reports being broadcast about a constituency-level dispute involving the Member of Parliament and constituency chairman. He denied assaulting anyone or taking steps to shut down the station. Take a listen to him.
They police it. They all lie. You see, I'm happy you have called me because you are a good FM station. That's why you have called. See, I have apologized that they are sorry, they are retracting their soul because the guy gave the same account to them and they published it without consulting me. You understand? So that is irresponsible journalism. But you know I have a radio station. When the public talk against somebody and they approach us, we sit down and judge. You understand? And if there's retraction, we do it. You get it. So it's the same way I was trying to go to the station to do.
Okay, so your intention was to speak with them amicably to solve the problem, not to cause confusion.
So I went there. So they are saying tax, I sent everything we were for. Myself, the MC, the National Director, and NCP. That's the four people who went. But who are the tax? No, they should produce it because I don't know the tax they are talking about. Because myself, I went with my driver, and my P, and they were even in their car. They didn't even get out.
I see.
So I want to get the videos and TV of whatever I was with tax and this. If the MPP is continuously lying to the people, people are calling me national executive calling me, it's not true. They have lied and have called them, so they are just propagating more lies. So my brother, that's the issue. That is the issue. Yes, I've sued them for 10 million because the morning show host and his colleagues, they TikTok against me with words I don't know anything about it.
That's the Central Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Professor Richard Kofi Aidoo, in an interview with my colleague Kwame Ochijuni on 505 yesterday. Now, still on press freedom, the Ghana Journalists Association has described as unfortunate the conviction and 7-day jail sentence handed to the Herald managing editor Larry Dogbe for contempt. The association says it's consulting its legal team to determine the appropriate course of action in line with its mandate to protect press freedom and the rights of journalists. Larry Dogbe was sentenced by an Accra High Court presided over by Justice Isaac Aidoo over publication by the Herald relating to a legal dispute involving businessman Kevin Autry and Swift commodity trading firm Petraco SA. He has maintained that the newspaper merely reported on a petition submitted by Petraco SA to state institutions in the public interest. The Ghana Journalists Association has urged media practitioners and the public to remain calm and allow due process to take its course, assuring members that it will announce its official position after receiving legal guidelines. The association also expressed solidarity with Larry Dogbe and reaffirms its commitment to defending press freedom, promoting responsible journalism, and promoting the rights and welfare of journalists. Let's move on to some other stories. President Mahama has announced plans to introduce a state assets protection bill to prevent the arbitrary disposal of public assets by future governments. Speaking at the Ghana Civil Society Forum 2026, the president said Cabinet has directed the Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayeni to draft the legislation to protect state lands, buildings, factories and other public assets. According to the president, the proposed law will establish clear guidelines for the proposal of state properties to ensure no government can arbitrarily sell public assets.
And the fight against corruption are essential to democratic consolidation. And I wish to use this platform to restate my commitment to transparent and accountable governance. In my past presidency, I had the privilege of launching the 10-year National Anti-Corruption Action Plan in 2015. And I'm pleased to report to you that just yesterday, Cabinet approved the new National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Action Plan 2026 to 2030 for onward transmission to Parliament. I'm also happy to announce to you that yesterday, Cabinet took a decision directing the Attorney General to draft bill for the protection of state assets. It's called the State Assets Protection Bill. It shows the guidelines under which any state assets can be disposed, including lands, buildings, state assets, factories, industries, so that no government just capriciously disposes of state assets.
1.3 FM.
Still on the president, he says Ghana is taking another step towards boosting its energy sector with plans onshore drilling in the Voltaren Basin. He announced that the exploration subsidiary of Ghana National Petroleum Corporation will begin drilling activities in the basin before the end of 2026 as part of efforts to determine its commercial oil potential.
Operational, we will have more than enough to feed local demand, and we shall export the rest to our neighboring countries. That future will strengthen our currency, it will improve our balance of payments, it will deepen industrial capacity, it will create opportunities for thousands of young Ghanaians, and it will firmly establish Ghana as a leading petroleum manufacturing and industrial hub
in West Africa. Let us therefore continue to build an economy that produces, innovates, and competes. Let us continue to build an energy sector that drives growth, investment, and prosperity. And let us continue to build a nation that creates opportunities for all its people. Through the reset agenda, through industrialization, and through strategic investments such as this, we can transform our natural resources into lasting prosperity and secure a brighter future for generations yet unborn. I congratulate Central Oil Refinery on this significant milestone and wish the project every success. I thank you for your kind attention, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
You heard President John Dramani Mahama. A private legal practitioner has described the move by lawyers for Chairman Wontumi to delay judgment in its criminal case as unusual but understandable. This follows an application by counsel for Bernard Ntwi-Bosiako, Chairman Wontumi, asking the High Court to defer its July 3 judgment in the case involving him and the Ekonta Mining Company Limited. The application seeks to allow the defense more time to obtain certified records of proceedings and prepare a written submission. The lawyer, Alexander Aban, speaking on Class News yesterday, described that while the request is uncommon in the criminal justice system, it can be understood in the circumstances of the case.
Two ways of criminal prosecution in our criminal procedure. One is summary trial, the other one is trial on indictment. In a summary trial, there is no provision made for what we call an arrest of judgment. Arrest of judgment is a process where the accused person, usually his counsel, would make an application for some kind of postponement of the delivery of the judgment for one reason or the other. This counts as a very novel process to me. Now the question that would be asked would be that if all the facts have been put before the judge, and you say that the only reason why you are asking for, for lack of better expression, for the arrest of the judgment is that you, as a new lawyer, you want to be very well abreast with the proceedings so that you can better represent your clients. But even in civil matters, what we call addresses are not compulsory. On the basis of the evidence put before a judge, if you write your addresses, the judge may consider it and may be swayed by it. If you don't write it, the judge will still go ahead to give judgment anyway. In the case of in criminal matters,
Alexander Aban is a private legal practitioner. Calls are mounting for Parliament to investigate the One Constituency, One AstroTurf project over alleged lack of transparency in its implementation. The Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, says there are concerns about how contracts under the previous Akufo-Addo administrations were awarded and executed. He alleges that some contracts were processed through multiple state institutions and handed to individuals who are now benefiting from the facilities. Ahmed Ibrahim is therefore urging Parliament to probe the project, complete abandoned facilities and recover AstroTurf built with public funds but allegedly under private control.
As my honorable colleagues wanted to know, were mixed up, which the Minister for Youth and Sports did not even have control or accountability. Projects were done by GNPC, given to private persons. Some done by Ghana Gas, given to private persons. Some done by other energy institutions, given to private persons. Then they will go and be competing for who should do it in that. However, I've been talking to the Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Kofi Adam, that he should take stock of all the AstroTurfs in the country. Then they will be under the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Recreation, so that they will be controlled by young